Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the educational system worldwide has been affected, leading to the nearing total closures of schools, universities, and colleges. School closures impact not only students, teachers, and families. In response to school closures, the Department of Education recommended the use of different learning modalities and platforms that schools and teachers can use to reach learners remotely and limit the disruption of education. So in this video presentation, we will explain how Burgos National High School's modular distance learning is going to happen. The framework of the dry run of learning packages and self-learning modules are featured here. What are the different features of the framework of the dry run of learner packages and self-learning modules? It must be noted that the dry run for this modular distance learning has been conducted from junior high school to senior high school students. The self-learning modules will be provided by DepEd and will be delivered to the schools. These materials that have been said earlier are carefully drafted and validated in order to address the student's self-learning phase. Though the school highly appreciates and encourages the involvement of the parents or guardians in their child's learning. The first phase, the preparation of the learner packages for grade 7 to grade 12. The school will assign a place, most probably a classroom, for the storage of the materials. Proper disinfection procedures will be observed. The assigned personnel will sort these materials into specific weight level and subject matter and place them accordingly in the learner's kit. In Burgos National High School, kits will be given freely to every student, which contains printed modules, different learning activity sheets, other supplementary materials, and query sheets. The ratio of the number of kits to the number of students will be 1:1. A key host will be assigned for the distribution of these kits. It must be noted that the school will observe highly the recommended IATF platforms for the distribution with a quality kit to help with our students adhere to this. The second phase, the distribution and delivery of the learner packages. The school will carefully draft a schedule for the second phase, that is, the distribution and delivery of the learner packages. There are two options for the distribution depending on the available resources of the school and the capacity of the parents. The first option, parents will receive the learner's kit personally at the designated distribution places. The distribution of the learner's kits will be scheduled per grade level. The parents and the learners will be informed of their schedule beforehand, either via social media, text messaging, and phone call, or by other means. Only the parents or guardians of ages 21 to 59 years old will be allowed to get the learner's kit. This is in a strict compliance to the IATF guidelines unless changes of the guidelines shall be made. Upon entering the distribution center's premises, the parents or guardians shall do the following. First, disinfect with alcohol or sanitizers. Disinfection supplies will be provided near the entrance gate. Second, log in on the logbook and sign a personal information survey form. This form is made in case contact tracing will be needed. Third, go to the distribution kiosk. Inevitably, they will have to line up outside the kiosk and wait for their turn. Physical distancing shall be observed. Fourth, get the learner's kit from the distribution officer and sign a receiving form. Last, get outside the premises through the designated exit only. We discourage that the parents or guardians stay longer at the premises after getting the kit. In case the parents or guardians, for some valid reasons, cannot get the materials personally from the assigned distribution centers, then the second option shall take place. The school will assign some teachers or volunteers with the assistance of the barangay to deliver the learning kits to the student's registered address. Only the parents or guardians are allowed to receive the kit. The next phase is the actual usage of the learner packages. In this phase, the student will have to study and answer the questions independently. For proper guidance and more efficient learning, schedule for studying and answering their module for each subject will be provided by the teacher. This schedule is inserted in the learning kit. In case that the students will have difficulty in answering the questions or understanding some concepts, they may write their questions to the student's query form. This query form will be answered by the teacher in several ways, which will be discussed later on. Though the modules are specially designed for self-learning, the parents or guardians are highly encouraged to guide their child in studying the module. We may feel uncomfortable with the idea that this pandemic has brought us into reality that the parents will have to be more deeply involved in their child's learning. You may be overwhelmed that information is available through many learning resources such as books, educational magazines, or other media. Besides, this is a good bonding moment with your child, but rest assured that the teachers will do their part in their child's learning. Even when at the distant place, the teachers will constantly monitor and guide the child's progress. Phase 4 is the monitoring of classes. Teachers of your child will continuously monitor his or her learning if ever they have questions regarding the module. These teachers are most willing to answer and guide the student via text messaging, Facebook Messenger, phone call, or other available means of communication. In case that no electronic means of communication are available, considering the social-economic condition of the child, the teachers can pay a visit or tutor a child personally. But of course, this guide or monitoring procedure is subject to proper health protocols. If none of the given monitoring procedures is made, the teachers can still monitor your child's progress upon checking your child's answer sheets and query sheets after the retrieval of the modules, query sheets, and students' notes. After the students finished studying and answering the specified module for the week, the next phase shall come. The next phase is called the retrieval and replenishment of the self-learning modules. The parents or guardians shall be the ones to return the modules to the designated retrieval and distribution center. New set of modules and query sheets for the next week will be given to the parents by the assigned personnel. The same protocols and procedures as the distribution will be observed. Take note that the retrieval will be scheduled by grade level and by section. The parents are advised to strictly follow the schedule so as not to compromise health protocols. For those who cannot return the materials for some valid reasons, the materials will be retrieved and replenished by the assigned personnel from your registered address. All the materials returned by the parents from other distribution places will be delivered to the school accordingly. Checking and post-analysis report. This is the last phase. The teachers assigned will have to get all the notebooks and query sheets of the students from the school for checking and post-analysis report. And the cycle continues. For the parents, rest assured that your child will be assessed and graded by the teachers according to the new assessment rules which will be provided by the DepEd soon. Though this COVID-19 pandemic has shut down many establishments and offices, it is never and never will be able to shut down education. Learning has to continue amid the difficult situation we are facing. The schools entrust to the parents the motivation of your child towards learning. Let us help them become more responsible of their learning. By doing so, we are raising a child that is truly a hope of this country's future. This is Burgos National High School's dry run for modular distance learning. We are one Burgosanon in embracing the challenges of the new normal. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, sama-sama sa pagsulong ng edukalidad.
Tungod to sa atong tanan dinhi sa Burgos, Retrieval ng Norte. Ang akong opinion, murag di man ang mga bata, murag hasulan ang mga bata siguro ni karong nga panahon nga pag-eskwela nila. Pero sa akong kabahin, murag okay ra sab siya. Ay para makapalapon po sila sa pag-eskwela. Pero ang akong tagpuan, ang akong anak, kung makalahutay sa pining panahon nato ng pandemic.
Ang modular para sa ako, mas magana sab siguro para sa ako tungod kay masunda namo anamo mga anak kung unoy ilang pagabuhaton sanan bagan mautro namo mabalik namo an amo tag-eskwelahan sa una ma-renew namo kung amo kahibayo. So sanan matanaw namo ang score sa among mga anak na sakto ba or dili pa gud angay medyo kuyangan pa ang ija kahibayo tungod sa taghimo ko man na modular learning. Medyo kintahay dunay gamay nga hasol kay bisan sa ako isa po ka parents halos dili na ko siguro makapanaw ng oras nan jay ako panahon mabisaan ako tungod kay daon man ako nag-atubang sa ako anak hasol siguro gazud ako pero paningkamutan ako na isa ako kaginikanan na ako paninguhaon tungod sa ako anak na tungod sa mga virus ko man na inik ko man sa ato sa kalibutan na no buwan so yun.